Hello everybody. Today's episode we're gonna go do some little bit of exploring and some prospecting, and I'll show you some cool new stuff. Okay, so we're off. There's this, I'm gonna go take a little drive over to this cool little butte. It's a couple miles from here. Turn my music down. A couple miles from here is a butte that goes back, well, it's been there forever, obviously. It's a butte, and from what I understand, there are some hieroglyphs up there. So with any luck, we'll find some hieroglyphs today, and we'll see what else we can find while we're there. Okay, well, still driving there. Yesterday I took a little drive out to Lake Pleasant, and on the way back I noticed there were signs along the road, and it was you know, like you usually see in Colorado. You'll see like a sign with a kind of a caution sign with the deer on it, and which means, you know, caution, deer crossing. Well, I see this sign. It's got a picture of a donkey on there, and I'm like, huh, I've never seen a donkey crossing sign before. I thought that was quite unusual. And then it wasn't just 2 minutes later, here comes this donkey just at a full speed gallop, comes running out of the desert, and I could see him up ahead. Comes run across the highway, and there were 2 cars ahead of me, and these people didn't even slow down. Pow! They hit that donkey and totaled their car. Thank God they weren't injured, but that poor donkey, he didn't survive. And you know, I got out of the car, and you know, and I went to check on the people, make sure they were okay, and the guy said, yeah, I saw that donkey coming, but I didn't think he was just going to run into my car. And I thought, how could you be so ignorant? You know, be cautious, at least slow down, and because, you know, they don't even notice cars. And I thought that guy was kind of stupid. It was so sad to see that donkey go flying through the air. I mean, it was a big donkey. We're talking, you know, a small horse. And they're lucky to be alive. And that guy, you know, just, man, it should be careful when you're driving out here. And I just think, you know, you be a little more careful when you're driving. So just thought I'd throw that in there. I'll post some pictures of that poor dead donkey. To this butte. There's the butte. We're going to climb up right there. And we're going to take a little hike to the top of this butte, and I'll show you some cool stuff over here, because this thing is really cool. And we'll be there in about 2 shakes of a dead lamb's tail. Alright, here we are. This is the butte I was talking about. It's actually a pretty cool place. I've done some climbing over here. I climbed up it the other day. I locked my car. We'll take a little walk here and show you some of the cool stuff. It looks like an easy climb to get up there, but it's actually quite difficult because it's steep. Anyway, there's several caves up here, and caverns. Those caves go way back in there, and it's kind of scary and kind of creepy, and there are actually some hieroglyphs up there too. So hopefully I'll climb up there and show you some of these hieroglyphs today. But anyway, here's looks at the caves. There's a large cave up there, several small ones, and I've encountered these caves in similar caves in several of the mountains around here. And you really got to be careful around these too, because it's kind of like I was talking the other day about falling into mine shafts. You can fall into these caves too. I mean, you could be walking on the top of one of these ridges and the dirt will just give away and you'll fall into a crevice. And I believe that's what happens to people. A lot of people have died out in the Superstition Mountains, and people disappear and have never been seen again. And I believe that that's possibly what happened. They fell into a crevice and poof, they just gone. Nowhere not to ever be found again. There's some cool motorcycle trails over here too. But I did find a semi-easy way to get up here. I'm just trying to remember where it was. It looks like it's really been eroding quite a bit this year. We got a lot of rain this season, and there's been a lot of erosion, and that makes things a little dangerous too. So anyway, I'm gonna walk down here. There's kind of a cool tunnel. I'll show you that. All right, now what the purpose of this tunnel was, I do not know, but you can see there are some there's like some iron bars sticking out of the side of the cliff up there, which probably at one time held some sort of cage or something. This has all been reinforced with concrete, but there it goes all the way through, comes out the other side over there. And but I'm not sure what they were doing here. It could have been some sort of mining operation. I do see like what appears to be, it looks like a water line or some sort of vein in the rock over there. Oh, maybe they were mining something out through here, but anyway, and as you can see, this cliffside looks like it's falling. That right over there is pretty much brand new. I was here just a couple weeks ago, and all that rock has just recently fallen. So I'm going to proceed with caution down here. I don't want to be crushed to death by falling rocks. Okay, here I am on the back side of this butte, or I should say the front side, and this is the west side. Doing a lot of construction. They're building the houses right up to the edge of this thing. It's kind of sad that the city's just encroaching on all these historical sites. I know that there is some Indian ruins up here, and I don't think they've really done anything to preserve them. So, of course, the archaeologists have already been here and taken everything, so I guess that's all they care. But anyway, here we go. Gonna hike up the side here, and I'll go show you what's on top. Okay. Whew. That was a steep walk up here. And man, today is January 25th. It's winter time, and sure couldn't tell it was winter time now, because man, it is hot. It's got to be 80 some degrees today. Woo! So I recommend. I always carry lots of water, so I recommend carrying plenty of water when you're out in the desert. So, give you an idea of where I am. Right now, I am standing right above where that fresh cliff cave-in had happened. It was right here, so I'm not going to venture any closer to the edge of this cliff. I don't want to fall. It wouldn't take much to make more of this cave-in probably, but there's that other cliff face I was looking at earlier. And there's the upper openings to the caverns are up here. So there's this housing development they've recently built, and as you can see, it's getting closer. Those mountains over there are called the White Tank Mountains. And why they're called White Tank, I think when they say tank, they're referring to water. And so these mountains do contain water, and I do know where there's a trail that will lead you to a spring that has a waterfall. And there's some pretty cool hieroglyphs up there too in those mountains. And then looking off that direction, that's the way towards Wickenburg, out that way. And out there in the distance, that's the 303. That's the highway over there where you can see those cars if you can. Alright, moving on from here, gonna go the rest of the way up this trail. Okay, I'm a little bit further up. You can see down there is that little tunnel I was showing you earlier. And I'm almost to the summit, which is right up there. And you can see that this is a black volcanic basalt rock. It's mixed with some metamorphic rock. And this is the kind of rock that generally you can find some gold in. And it's in that conglomerate rock where it's usually found. And I can even see some iron pyrite sparkling in the sun here. And anyway, whew, it's hot up here. Saguaro cactus, they like it up here in the high heat. Lots of barrel cactus. I'm going to venture just a little more up here, but I think I'm getting a little too close to the edge here. If there's a barbed wire fence here, I think it's here for a reason. They don't want people up here. Really close to the edge, so this is literally overhanging. Looks like this rock almost looks like cement, like it's been cemented together. That was some intense heat that cemented this together. What's kind of unusual about this is just down there coming up here, it looked like a lake bottom or a riverbed. So, which once was a riverbed has now been pushed up. Millions of years ago, this pushed up this riverbed all the way up here. Almost looks like if all these plants weren't here, you'd think you were on the surface of the moon or something, or Mars. A lot of different kinds of plants, mostly cactus and sagebrush. I haven't seen any snakes. Of course, a couple months from now, the snakes will be coming out. So I don't have to worry too much about snakes right now. Here's the other side. Look how they're building houses right on up the slope of this thing. Nice view from over here. That over there, you can see that dust rising in the air. That's a mine that's actually in production. It's called the Mystic Mine. And from what I understand, they find some pretty nice gold right over there. Anyway, hike on some more here. This right here is a cholla cactus. Ooh, these things are nasty. You definitely don't want to have a run-in with one of those in the dark. You'll be a hurting unit. And here I am, just below the summit on the east side. I'm not going to climb up any higher. I just don't feel like falling or anything. Don't want anything bad to happen. So, probably would like to see inside of one caverns. But for some reason, I just having a Holy Spirit check today, and it says, my gut says, don't do it. So if your gut says don't do it, then don't do it. Try to get a better view. Here's the other housing development. Now there's that mountain over there where I was the other day, where the gold mine is, and that's called that mine was called the Sunrise Relief Mine. Oh, my heart's beating hard. It's good exercise, good cardio, that's for sure. Well, I'm gonna take a little rest break and drink some water. Man, this old couple in front of me hit a donkey. Yeah, it was pretty bad. Woo! Yeah, I think they're okay. I'm just taking pictures of the donkey right now. Oh man, they weren't paying attention. This donkey ran out. I saw the donkey coming and I slowed down and they just plowed right into it. But yeah, I totaled their car. So they seem to be okay. So anyway, sorry, I didn't mean to. I left my phone on. Started leaving you a message, and then anyway, this donkey, must be a wild donkey, just came running out of nowhere, and just pow! They hit him. Just totaled their car. Yeah, and it was weird. I looked up and I saw this sign and I was like, oh, that's weird. It said, there's a sign. I mean, it was like right by the sign where there was a donkey crossing, Oh man, this poor donkey, he's dead. Anyway, all right, I'm on my way back, so I'll be home soon. Okay, all right, bye.